And taking a look, Chopper 4 is showing really hazy conditions, while South Florida, we know right now, is under a fire watch. Next weather meteorologist Hinton joins us now. Shane, what do we need to know about what we're seeing?
Well, Naja, we're actually tracking a few active fires that are around the area, some even just north of our area near West Palm Beach, but then also some prescribed burns that are happening out toward our west. We're also getting reports of a fire that's well west of Lauderhill that is 85% contained, but because of that westerly and northwesterly flow, the wind is blowing the smoke, so it could bring and lead to some hazy conditions. We are going to continue to monitor fire weather conditions throughout the rest of this afternoon and into the early evening with a fire watch that lasts until 7 p.m. That's due to a combination of breezy conditions and low relative humidity, which is basically just a scientific term for how much moisture is in the air. As you take a look well up to our north, you can see this is where the highest fire weather threat is for us, and since that wind is going to continue blowing in from the north and northwest throughout the day, any fires that do develop, it's going to drag that smoke right down here into South Florida. So if you see haziness on the horizon, that's very much going to be why. If we're looking for a positive from this, we could actually get some beautiful sunsets from that whenever we have smoke in the atmosphere. As we take a look at our current winds and gusts, these are the gusts that we're talking about. A little bit earlier I was talking about sustained winds, gusts up to 25 miles per hour right now with our breeziest conditions in Broward County. This is all behind that cold front that moved through yesterday evening, sparked up a few showers, you probably recall it, and we also had breezy conditions, but it was from the southwest. But now that we have that northerly flow, it's dragging in that drier and cooler air, and you'll notice that our radar is very quiet. Temperatures still sitting in the upper 60s in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, lower 70s from Homestead down to Key West. That radar is going to remain quiet rainfall-wise, not only for today, but really through the weekend. When will the winds calm down a bit? Well, we're going to have to wait till we head into the evening hours. You'll notice overnight is when they drop down to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So just try to avoid any activity which could create sparks throughout the rest of this afternoon and early evening, as those fires could very well spread very quickly. This afternoon, I think we're going to have a fairly mild one, upper 70s for most of South Florida, lower to mid 70s down in the Keys. It's as you wake up tomorrow that you'll notice the cooler conditions across the area. But maybe you're someone who's going out on the boat today. Just be mindful that we do have a small craft advisory in effect for the Atlantic waters with a moderate chop, winds up to 25 knots at times. That's why we have that advisory in effect. Very rough conditions closer to the Florida Keys with that small craft advisory also in effect down there. Now, when are you going to need to break out your sweater? I think tomorrow morning you might just need it. Look at this Burr, right? Lower to mid 50s. Pompano Beach at 51. 54 is our forecast for Miami. Maybe even a few isolated areas dropping as low as the upper 40s. As we make our way to the Keys, we'll be in the lower 60s, but overall, this is a much cooler than average forecast for this time of year in South Florida. Our morning lows are normally in the mid 60s. We're going to be in the lower to mid 50s. The good news for those of you who don't like the winter temperatures, you're not going to have to deal with them for long, okay? You'll notice we warm back up to the upper 70s by Friday afternoon. And that temperature roller coaster, it's going up, up, up as we go into the weekend. Mid 80s on Saturday, mid to upper 80s on Sunday. It will be breezy then as well, but you'll notice the wind is from the southwest. Also, your friendly meteorologist reminder, don't forget to set your clock Saturday night as we spring forward at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And then as we head into the beginning of next week, 30% chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Monday, and then we will stay pretty consistently closer to 80 degrees for our highs for the first half of next week.
All right, well, the good news, there is something for everyone over the next 7 days. Thank you so much, Shane.